Now this is the second video of your chapter 6, heat transfer. In the previous video I explained you about the different types of thermal expansion, linear expansion, superficial expansion and cubical expansion. Now I told you that the solids expand on heating. For that there was an experiment which was performed. Through that experiment it was concluded that solids expand on heating. And that experiment is known as the Gravesand's ring and ball experiment. Now you can read the experiment. I'm just telling you a little summary about it with the help of the figure. Now there is a stand. On it, with the help of a string, a ball has been taken, a solid ball, metal ball. It has been taken and it is passed through a ring. On the first figure you see that the ring, the solid, a metal ball, it passes through the ring. Now after that this ball has been heated, and after heating it is again passed through the same ring. In the second figure it is seen that the ball does not pass through this ring. It gets stuck up into this ring. Why it is not able to pass through this ring? Because due to heating the ball has shown expansion in its dimension. Now if the ball is cooled and then again passed through the ring, it was seen that it has again passed through the ring. Now this shows that if we are going to heat up the solid, it is going to expand. So the conclusion of this experiment is solids expand on heating. Now every substance expands, but it depends on the nature of the material also. Some expands more than the other. Now the second experiment is to study the relative expansion of different solids. Now you see there is a rod which is made up of two metals. The one which is colored blue is the iron, and the one which is colored red or brown is the brass. So it is a strip which is made up of two metals, and such type of strip we call it as a bimetallic strip. And this bimetallic strip is used in the fire alarms. A bimetallic strip consists of two bars of equal length, one of brass and the other of iron. They are welded and then they are joined together then they are joined together because they are riveted. Now at room temperature you see that both are of the same length. But when this rod is heated, it bends slightly. Why it bends slightly? Because in this figure you see that the brass, it has bent downwards, which shows that brass is expanding more than iron because it is bulging outwards. It is bulging downwards, which shows that brass is expanding though the heat given to them is the same. Brass is expanding more than iron. So this shows that different solids expand by different amounts on heating. As we have already read that the expansion depends on the nature of the material also. Now this bimetallic strip is used in the fire alarms, which I'll tell you later on. Now there are few applications based on the thermal expansion of solids. Now the first application is that you must have seen the wooden wheels of a horse cart or a bullock cart having a metal rim around it. This is the metal rim which is fitted around this wooden wheel of the cart. How it is done? It uses the concept of expansion. So horse carts and bullock carts have got wooden wheels. These wooden wheels are fitted with metal rims. A metal rim is made slightly smaller in diameter than the wooden wheel. So the diameter of this metal rim will be smaller than that of the wooden wheel. It is made slightly smaller, then it is heated. It is then heated so that it may expand, and placed. When it expands, it becomes a slightly greater in diameter. Then in the heated position only it is fitted on this wooden wheel. After that, cold water is poured on the wheel, which causes the metal rim to contract and grip the wheel tightly. So this is one of the application of the expansion of solids. Now the other application you see is of railway tracks. Now have you ever noticed that the railway tracks which are made of steel, they have got some gaps in between? See the gaps. These railway lines on which the wheels of the rail move, they have got some gaps in between. Some gaps are left. Why some gaps are left? Because in the summer they are going to expand when the temperature rises. So they can have some space for expansion during summers. But if the rails are fixed tightly next to each other, leaving no space for expansion, they will bend outward, and this will cause the derailment of the train, because they are going to bend, and when they are going to bend, it will cause the derailment of the train. Hence small gaps are left between the joints of successive rail tracks to allow them to expand in summer without any change in their shape. Now the iron girders which are used to make a bridge. Suppose this is a bridge, and this bridge is standing on these two pillars. One side of this is the girder which is attached to these two pillars. One side of it is fixed. It is attached to the pillar. It is fixed. But the other side is having rollers on it. It is not fixed. So when the girders are going to expand in summer, the pillars will not put a strain on the pillars. So they can easily expand through these wheels in summers, and they can contract or come in a little closer during winter. So these wheels move forward and backward during winters and summers. So these rollers allow the expansion in summer and contraction in winter. Then you must have seen the telephone wires and the electric wires. They are always kept loose between the poles. This is done to prevent them from contracting, or from snapping in winter means from breaking down in winters. Because if you are going to put them little loose, they can easily contract in summer. If we are going to just attach them to the poles very tightly, then during winters again contraction has to take place. So then the wires may break. So they are always kept loose in between the poles. Now you all must be having the floors. Have you ever noticed the floors of your house? There is not only one block on which the tiles are put on the floors. Small pieces of tiles are there. And in between the tiles, you see some lines are going on. On that lines, the gaps are left. So, cemented floor is not laid in one block. You must have seen in your houses also that the floor is having blocks of the tiles. There is not a single tile on the complete floor. So they are arranged in blocks. Instead, the floor is laid in small blocks, leaving very small spaces in between them. You must have seen some lines crossing each other. And on these lines only small gaps are left. So that during summers, when the tiles are going to expand, they may get some space for expansion. So there are small spaces in between them. This is done to allow for an expansion in summers and to ensure that the floor does not crack. Bimetallic strips, which I told you just now, it is made up of the two strips of iron and brass. They are used as thermostats in electric heating devices, such as in the electric irons, geysers, toasters, to control the temperature. They are also used in the automatic fire alarm. Now, if you are going to put hot water or the hot tea in a glass tumbler which is made up of thick wall, sometimes you see that the glass breaks. The glass tumbler is going to break. The glass which is used in glassware has a certain amount of thickness. When you pour hot water or tea into a glass tumbler, if it is of some thickness, then it is going to happen that the inner wall of the tumbler, when you are going to put hot tea or hot water into it, the inner layer gets heated up first. With that, the inner layer of the tumbler will try to expand. The outer layer will be heated later on. So when the inner layer is going to try to just expand, it is going to put a force on the outer wall of the tumbler. So when it is going to put a force on the outer wall of the tumbler in order to expand, the tumbler will break. So when the material absorbs heat, it expands. Since glass is not a good conductor of heat, the conduction of heat of glass is slow. It does not pass the heat easily. Hence the inner layer of the glass is hot while the outer layer is still cold. This difference in temperature causes the inner glass layer to expand significantly more than the outer layer. This difference in the amount of expansion builds up a strain, which causes the glass of the tumbler to crack. Now, what is the fire alarm? Automatic fire alarm. It is a device that detects the excess heat or smoke in the area where it is placed. In case of fire, alarm means obviously it is going to give some tone, some ringing tone. So when the fire takes place, it sounds a loud alert that indicates danger. So the figure is here. You see this is the bimetallic strip AB. It is made up of two layers. The outer layer you see is iron. The downward layer is made up of brass. So whenever a fire is going to take place, due to the heat of the fire, the brass is going to bend outward. When it is going to bend, the end B part of it is going to touch this screw C. Because when it is going to bend, it will move higher and will touch the screw, which is C. This is the screw, which is C. So as soon as it touches the screw, the circuit is complete. The circuit becomes complete. Current starts flowing into the circuit. And there is a bell attached to it. And as soon as the current starts flowing, the bell will give you the alarm. It will start ringing and will give you the alarm. So this is also one of the applications which is used. This automatic fire alarm uses the concept of the expansion of solids. Now we have studied about the different applications regarding the expansion of solids. Now as I told you, the liquids also expand, but they expand only in volume. Again, as different solids have got different expansion, in the same way different liquids have also got different expansion, though they are giving the same amount of heat. For this also there is one activity whose diagram is shown here. I am going to explain you with the help of the diagram. The procedure you can read. Now see, it is a container having it is a trough in which four round bottom flasks are placed, and in each round bottom flask it is labeled as A, B, C, D, having different liquids in it. Now A round bottom flask is having water, B is having ether, C is having benzene, and D is having alcohol. Now they are all put in a trough having the same in which there is hot water placed in it. When there is hot water placed in it, these round bottom flasks are going to take the heat of it. And as soon as all the four liquids are going to heat up, the water is they are going to rise into these test tubes, into these tubes which are attached to this round bottom flask, into the neck of them. Now do you see? The ether has got the maximum expansion because the height of the ether in this neck is the maximum. Then comes your benzene. Then comes the alcohol. And lastly you have the water. So what is the conclusion? The conclusion is that different liquids expand differently when they are subjected to the same amount of heat, as they are placed in a trough with the hot water which is supplying same heat to all the four round bottom flasks. Now there are some applications of the expansion of liquids also. Now kettles and saucepans are not filled up to the brim. There is some space left in between. Otherwise they would overflow on heating. In the same way, some space is left in medicine bottles also. Some space is left in medicine bottles to allow the space for expansion when they are sent from cold countries to the hot countries. Hot mother, you can say, when they are transferred from the places which are having the cold temperature to the places which are having the hot temperature. Because when they are sent to the places having high temperature, if a space will be left, it will have the space for expansion. Same is you must have noticed in your cold drink bottles. Whether you drink Coca-Cola or Thumbs Up, a small gap is left in between. It is not filled up to the brim. Some gap is left in between to allow the expansion of the, because these cold drinks have got gases in it also, to allow the expansion. So when they are in the hot conditions, then they are placed in the hot conditions, they will be able to expand, as we have left some spaces are left in between. So thermal expansion of gases. We have studied about thermal expansion of liquids. Now the thermal expansion of gases. An experiment has been done to show that the gases also expands on heating. Gases also undergo cubical expansion. Liquids and gases both go on show the cubical expansion. In fact, they expand, as I told you before also, that they expand much more than solids and liquids. Now see this activity which shows you the thermal expansion in gases. Now this is a metal can and a balloon is filled over it, put over it. Now fix the balloon around the neck of the empty metal can. You see that the balloon is not showing any expansion. But now the same can, if it is put on a burner, this is the condition before heating of the balloon. Now it is put, this metal can is put under a burner. A burner is put under it. So the can is going to, it will get heated up, and what is present inside the can? Air, which is a gas. As air, you know, air is a mixture of gases. So the air is going to expand. How we have come to know the air is going to expand? Because the balloon starts inflating. It grows bigger in size, as you can see, compare in both the figures. The balloon is inflating. Why it is inflating? Because the gas which is present, or the air which is present inside the can, is expanding and entering into this balloon, which shows that gases also expand on heating. So we have studied about all the three expansions. Now this finishes your chapter. I am going to send you the assignment and try to solve them.